I just get to like 100 pages in and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? You know when I said that I feel like it's going to be one of those books that when I carry on reading, I'm going to love it more and more? Your girl was right. The third point of view, I'm a little bit confused who this person is. They're my parents, even though technically in the Sharpie series they're actually younger than me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, hope you're doing well. So I haven't filmed a video in what seems like a very long time because it actually is a very long time. I haven't filmed a video in over a month and I haven't filmed a reading vlog in about like nearly a year. It's probably been about 9 months. So I thought I'd bring back the reading vlogs because April is a month of so many new romance releases. April's my favourite month of the year anyway because it's spring and it's literally like 20 degrees outside today, but then tomorrow it's like 12 degrees, make it make sense. That's just UK weather for you. April also has like the best new releases, and this week specifically has been amazing. Like there's so many that came out yesterday and there's a few that's coming out tomorrow as well. So I thought I'd vlog some of my most anticipated releases and let you guys know if they're worth it or not. I'm gonna try to read about like 4 new releases in this vlog if I can get to all 4. So the one I'm currently reading right now is actually right next to me and is Unbound by Peyton Corin, which is the 3rd book in the Undone series. So you have Unsteady, Unloved, and then you have Unbound. So this one is a second chance romance. I'm about like 20% of the way through, so near enough 100 pages. So there's not really too much I can say right now, but this one is Bennett and Paloma's book. So Bennett in the first 2 books, he's kind of more the quiet guy. You have a past to present timeline and there's going to be a lot of like yearning and angst in this book. So I said I'm only 20% way through. There's not really too much I can say. So far I'm enjoying it. I feel like it is a little bit slower, but I feel like the more I read it, the more I'm going to love it. And I'm kind of glad it's a little bit slower because I need the build up, I need the yearning, I need the angst, I need it all. And I feel like romance books nowadays, it doesn't have that. Like honestly, the characters get together like 100 pages in and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Because I get bored when characters get together. So I'm reading that one right now. So I said I am going to give you guys like updates when I read more of it, but I said I'm only like 100 pages in, but so far I'm enjoying it. I like Paloma, that's one thing I will say. In the other books, Paloma's a little bit of a mean girl. I can't remember much about her. All I remember is a scene in the 2nd book, which kind of gave a hint for Paloma and Bennett. That was about it, but I'm excited to carry on and see how it goes. So that's the book that I'm currently reading. That's going to be the 1st book I read in this vlog, and then the other 3 books I'm planning on reading are Peace of the Night by Jennifer Hartman. This one is a rockstar second chance romance. So I've got 2 angsty romances in one video. Also, Right to the Starling. I keep saying Right to the Sterling. I don't know, but it's Right to the Starling by Devney Perry. That one is the 2nd book after Sheila Sparrow. And then we also have Restore Me by Taylor Matthew, which is the 2nd book in the spin-off to the Sharpie series. So those are the 4 books that I'm planning on reading in this vlog. If this is the first time that you watch my videos, then please subscribe button, like this video. I haven't filmed a book video in a very, very long time, so let me know what type of content you want to see. But yeah, let's get straight into the vlog. Guys, so it's currently the next day and it is Thursday and I've read a little bit more of Unbound. I'm about like 50% through this book, and you know when I said that I feel like it's going to be one of those books that when I carry on reading I'm going to love it more and more? Your girl was right. I am having a really good time with this book. We have some crumbs as well for the next book, which is actually going to be the final book in this series, and it's going to be Torrance Story. We have some crumbs with him and his love interest, who I'm really liking right now. So yeah, I'm having a really good time with this book. What I've said that I love about Peyton Corin's books is that you have such great mental health reps. So with Bennett, you have OCD and autism rep, and then with Paloma, she has her own past. We do know that Paloma's been alone like all of her life, and she doesn't have a relationship with her mother at all, and she hasn't had that person. And Bennett was her person before everything went wrong, so we don't know why they broke up yet. Bennett acts of service. He cooks for her, he writes her poetry, he washes her hair. He is such an acts of service MMC and I love that. So I'm having a really good time, as I said. I feel like right now it's kind of sitting at like a 4 to a 4.25. It could be a higher rating as well. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, as I said, I'm the pickiest rater known to man. I don't know why it's not giving me 5-star energy, but I'm still really enjoying it. There's certain quotes in here that honestly just made me like what? Because Bennett has autism, he doesn't like physical touch, and he literally says to her like, I don't like physical touch, but I like when you touch me. Like, I can't. I feel like this might be my favourite book in the series, but after the 4th book comes out in October, that one might be my favourite, okay? Because I've been waiting for Torrance book since book 1. Torrance was a bit of an unlikable character in book 1, but I was really interested in his character. I didn't know whether or not he was going to get a book, but apparently Peyton Corin said that his book was supposed to be first. She couldn't give a book to him first because of his character. It needed build up, so we shall see. But yeah, I'm really loving it. Paloma, my girl, get behind me. She is more of like a misunderstood FMC, but Paloma has such a big heart, and how they talk about each other, like they are soulmates. They are actually soulmates. So yeah, having a good time. It's also very fast paced as well because the chapters are quite short, so it's really easy to get through, and I feel like with Peyton Corin's writing, it's just getting better and better. I did go into this book with high expectations, but so far it's not let me down. guys, it's a couple of days later since I last filmed. It is Saturday. I have gone ahead and finished Unbound, and then I did go ahead and start Rights to the Starling, which I decided to be my next read. I debated on reading Rights to the Starling or Release Me. I decided on Rights to the Starling just because it's like near enough 600 pages. I feel like reading Piece of the Night and Release Me will go very quickly, so I did go ahead and pick up Rights to the Starling. So I'm only about like 60 pages into this one, so there's not really too much I can say. I started listening to it this morning on Audible, and I feel like that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to split between listening to it and reading it, because said that book will probably take me like a week and a half to read, like genuinely, especially it's fantasy, and fantasy is always slower to read anyway because there's so much information. But I finished Unbound. This book has become my favourite book of this year. Okay, it has. I gave it like a 4.25 to a 4.5. I'll put my rating on the screen as well because I'm kind of still debating it, but I love this book. I love Paloma so much. She has got a heart of gold, and like learning about her story and everything and what she's gone through. And with Bennett, he was just such a green flag. He was such a green flag. I thought both characters had equal amounts of depth. I just love their relationship together. Like they had such a healthy relationship dynamic. The little micro tropes, like as I said, he washes her hair. He washes her hair, he cooks for her. Words of affirmation, he was just full on a green flag. Not just that, I love seeing the previous characters as well and getting little bits of a hint for the next book, which is going to be the final book. Found family, as I said, like there's certain friendships in this book that I absolutely loved. And yeah, I loved it. Okay, I actually saw today that the reason for the covers being different is because the first two books are duology and then these two books are duology. So this one and the next book that comes out. That's what I saw, which actually would make sense because I have been that person who said that it's a little bit annoying that the covers were different, but now I actually understand it. But they are all in the Undone series, I think. It's a little bit confusing. As I said, I've started Rights to the Starling. I'm about like 55 pages into this book. I just listened to it when I was doing my makeup and doing my hair this morning. So I'm about like 10% the way through. So this book carries on from Shayla Sparrows. So Shayla Sparrows is a fantasy romance, and I did have to watch a video this morning, so I was like, I can't remember anything that happened in the first book. I remember I really enjoyed it, but I don't remember anything that happened. So it's fantasy romance, false proximity. One of the tropes I'm not going to say because I feel like it might give a spoiler for something that you find out at near, probably like the middle to the end of the first book. Now there is like 3 point of views in this book. The third point of view, I'm a little bit confused who this person is. Should I know? Who knows? I probably should have done a reread. Was I going to spend like a week rereading Shayla Sparrows? No. But I did go into the second book because I was like, I really enjoyed the first book. I remember it was just being very like adventure filled. I liked the romance. You have slow burn, you had great banter as well. It was more like dislike to lovers type of vibe, more of a broody MMC as well. So I remember I really enjoyed it. I'm going to try to get as much reading as I can this weekend because I've already got so many other ideas for vlogs I want to film. But I feel like I stupidly decided to pick up probably the longest book that I could have thought of for this vlog, but so far as I am enjoying it. Hi guys, it is currently Monday and it's been quite a while since I last updated you guys, and I've actually read quite a bit of my book to the point that I have literally less than 200 pages left to Rights to the Starling, and I only started this book on Saturday and it's Monday today, so I'm getting through it really quickly. So I'm around like 370 pages of Rights to the Starling in, and what I would say so far is that I'm getting through this book really quickly. I feel like when it comes to fantasy, yes, at times it's a little bit complicated. I'm still very confused on one of the points of view that we are getting. I'm like, do I know this girl? Do I know this woman? Am I aware of her presence? Because right now I'm like, should I know her? And I have a couple of little theories. So you get this in Odessa's point of view, which is the FMC, like the main FMC, and then you get it in another woman's point of view, but I don't want to tell you her name just in case I've missed something big from the first book. Now I did watch a recap video. I don't think there was any mention of her. I might be going crazy right now, but except from that, I'm really enjoying it. I'm like, I'm a bit confused with one of the point of views, which is literally half of the book, but I'm still enjoying it. It's like you're seeing two character stories, which I think is really interesting, and like two love stories as well. Do I think that these two women are connected in some way? Yes. Do I have my own little theories? Yes. I don't want to say them because if I'm wrong, it'll be really embarrassing. I'm having a jolly good time, okay? It's really fast paced, it's easy to understand, kind of, even though I'm getting confused, but you know what I mean, like it is quite easy to understand when it comes to fantasy romances, and I'm enjoying it. The only thing I'm scared about is I've seen about 1 million people on TikTok saying they cried at the ending of this book, and I saw people say that they actually skipped one of the point of views, and I was like, don't skip it. I think it's integral to the story. I would say don't skip one of the point of views, but yeah, that is kind of the update for right now. So I'll finish my book and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Hi guys, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a reading update because I did go ahead and finish Rights of Starling yesterday morning. I did read the last night pages because I wanted to start Peace of the Night yesterday afternoon, so I did go ahead and finish Rights of Starling and I gave this one a 4-star. Now I'm actually quite proud of myself. I did actually guess the main plot twist. I feel like some people would have guessed it from the very beginning, but I was proud of myself guessing it like 150 pages before the end, and when everything like comes together you're like, oh okay, this makes sense. And I got to admit, I did shed a tear. I shed a tear with this book. I didn't think I would, but a tear literally ran down my face, and I don't cry with books, like literally hardly at all. I loved how this book was like 2 different love stories. So you get Odessa's love story, which is like the main FMC, and that's like the main love story between her and Ransom, as well as Caspia, who I can actually say who she is now because it's not spoiled from the first book, because I was like, is she literally in the first book? And then when you know who she is, you're like, okay, that makes sense. So you get Caspia's love story as well. I did know from the very beginning that Caspia and Odessa are connected anyway, because of course, like, it's in the same book, but when you actually know everything you're like, oh okay, that makes sense. And then there's a certain type of villain and you're like, are they actually a villain? Without giving spoilers, I did really enjoy this book. I said I gave it a 4-star. It's very easy. I feel like not really too much happened in this book. Like it wasn't very like adventure filled, let's just say, and there wasn't as much action as, let's say, the first book. But I thought the 2 different love stories were something different, and I haven't read that in a fantasy book before. So that's why I gave it a 4-star. So I really enjoyed it. I'd definitely say if you haven't already started this series, I would highly recommend it. So you have Shade of Spies, which is the first book, and then you have Rights of Starling, which is the second book. It's going to be a trilogy, so the third book is going to come out probably sometime next year. I think it might be March. I might be making that up by the way, but it might be March. And then I did go ahead and start Peace of the Night. I'm about like 20 to 25% through this book. So far, I don't know. I feel like the writing just doesn't feel like Jennifer Hartman. Like one thing I've liked about her other books is I've liked her writing style. With this one, I don't know. I thought it was actually going to be Second Chance Romance. This book is actually not Second Chance. So it follows, what are your 2 main characters' names? Chase. He's a musician, that's the most like musician name. Chase, and I'm going to just call her Annie because that's what Chase calls her. I think her name's Annalise. So they actually meet because Chase ends up getting shot when he's stealing a can of dog food, and then Annalise is asleep in the back seat, drunk, when her brother's going to get fuel. Chase ends up stealing the car with Annalise in the back seat, drunk, like asleep. So it is a little bit weird. And then what I thought was weird was he was literally shot in the leg. He was driving, okay, and she was like, well, I can't drive because I don't have a license. And he kind of tells her, like, you can't take me to the hospital, whatever happens, don't take me to the hospital. The guy's shot. Of course you're going to take him to the hospital. I don't care what he says, like, you're going to take him to the hospital. From there, it kind of turned into a bit of like a friends to lovers type situation, because Chase has his own backstory. Annalise is in a toxic relationship, very much more of like an emotionally abusive, manipulative relationship. I would say look up trigger warning. So it ends up being a friends to lovers romance between them, and they connect through music. And it seems that from where I'm at, Chase is going to start a band with Annalise's brother. That's kind of what it seems like what's happening. So yeah, I don't know how I feel. I thought this book was going to be very angsty, and right now it's kind of just like more surface level. As I said, I'm only 20 to 25% through, so it's not really too much I can say. I read Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman, and the first half of that book, it felt like a normal romance, and then the second half, everything was happening. So it might be one of those. But right now it just seems like there's a lack of depth. It's currently Friday when I'm filming this. I think I last updated you guys on Wednesday because I wanted to try to read quite a lot of Peace of the Night before I gave you guys another update. So I'm about like 3/4 of the way through Peace of the Night. When I last updated you guys about this book, I was actually low-key crashing out. The first 10-20% I was like, what is actually going on? But I feel like the more I'm reading, the more I'm enjoying it. Yay. So I'm like 75% of the way through, and where I'm at in the book right now, I feel like something's going to happen soon. I said I'm like 75% of the way through. With Chase and Annalise, I did really like the slow burn between them two, and the angst, the tension, the build up. I really like Chase as a character. I think he's a great MMC. He's a guy with a very big heart, but he also has his trauma. And Annalise, you do see her in a emotionally abusive relationship that turns into a physically abusive relationship. So definitely say look up trigger warnings for that. They do create a band together, so Annalise, Chase, and then Tag, who is Annalise's brother. So they're all in a band together, and seeing them perform together and seeing music as their life. This book is very music heavy, so if you don't like that, I don't think you'll like this book. I think I'm going to finish the book tomorrow because I do have things that I need to do tonight, so I don't think I'm going to get a lot of reading done for the rest of the day. It's currently about like 12:30, 1 o'clock when I'm filming this, so I said I'm going to finish that one tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to go into Release Me by Tahira Mafi. I've luckily avoided a lot of spoilers from this book, which I've seen on TikTok. I've literally just scrolled through like dozens of videos just so I don't get spoiled for anything. So I said the first book did end up on a cliffhanger. I can't remember what happened at the end of book 1. Literally at all. I read it a year ago. I might have to go ahead and reread the last couple of pages of the first book just so I know what happens to go into this book. But I've seen a lot of people absolutely love this book and said that it has similarities to Ignite Me, which is the third book in the Chat Me series, which is a lot of people's favourites. I'd definitely say Ignite Me and Unravel Me were my favourites when I read that series like 4 years ago now, which is, yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm going to go into this one as the final book in this vlog. I said I'll finish Piece of the Night and then I'll start Release Me, and then I'll give you guys a little bit of an update, and we'll be finished with this vlog soon. I feel like I've been filming this vlog for literally such a long time. Well, it has been. It's been like a week and a half. I'm hoping by Tuesday next week I would have finished Release Me, because I want to get this uploaded and posted, because I haven't posted a vlog on here in literally so long. So I have gone ahead and read quite a bit of Release Me, so I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. So I'm currently about like 135 pages into it, so I'm over a third of the way through. I'm having a good time with this book, okay? Like, being back in this universe with these characters, it feels like home. Like, I read the Strap Me series like 4 years ago when I started reading romance books, and Juliet and Aaron are like they're my parents, even though technically in the Strap Me series they're actually younger than me. But like in this series, they're like 10 years older, so they're like near enough 30. So this is a spin-off to the Strap Me series. I'd definitely say read the Strap Me series first, because it would make the most sense. You kind of have to. But this spin-off is about James. He's a character that you get introduced to in the Strap Me series, and this is his story. His story is with Rosabelle. So Rosabelle has a lot of similarities to Aaron Warner. Like, literally, like, she is the female version of Aaron Warner, and even Aaron says in this book, like, okay, she is the female version of me. In the first book, Watch Me, Rosabelle has a sister trying to protect her, and she'll do anything to protect her sister and her family. So this book does end up on a cliffhanger to go into the second book, so you have to read the first book first. There's things I can't say because it will give spoilers from the Strap Me series, but it's like more of like an is it enemies to lovers? It's more like they should hate each other, but they don't. It's also like reverse Grumpy Sunshine as well. So Rosabelle, she's very closed off, like she'll not let anyone in, and James is more like golden retriever energy. You can tell that Kenji helped bring him up because he's literally like Kenji, Aaron and Adam all combined. Like, he's literally all three of them combined. He's let Warner down with something, so he's trying to make everything right, and he's trying to protect his family, and he'll do anything to protect his family. But then there's also Rosabelle, who is in the picture, and he wants her, but then he also can't want her because she's like the enemy. And yeah, there's a lot. It's really, really fun. As I said, just being back in the universe with these characters. Seeing Aaron and Juliet again 10 years later, actually, like, they melt my heart. Like, you get a couple of chapters in Aaron's point of view in Release Me. I just miss them so much. Like, Warner, everyone is scared of him. Even Kenji's still scared of him 10 years later. But then Juliet just gets this like soft side out of him. Like, I'm actually obsessed with seeing them two again. And when it comes to James and Rosabelle, I like their romance. It is very much of a slow burn. They are very fast paced, very easy to understand, very much like action filled as well. It's more like Forced Proximity type of vibes, even though Rosabelle wants to get away from James. She's like, I don't want to hurt him, but I have to hurt him, if that makes any sense. So it's like Forced Proximity, but there's so many instances where these two people are around each other, and it's like, hi again. It's actually quite funny. I see people say that this book very much gave them Ignite Me vibes, which I can see. Like, Ignite Me and Unravel Me are probably like my two favourites in the Strap Me series, and I do get that this book is definitely giving those vibes. So yeah, that's the update for right now. I said I'll try to read as much as I can of Release Me. I might actually finish the book and then give you guys my final thoughts, because I feel like I'll be filming this vlog for a very long time. I do need to film this quickly because my camera's literally on like 8%, and this camera, my Sony camera, the battery is terrible. But I did go ahead and finish Release Me. I wanted to finish this vlog and then just kind of tell you guys my final thoughts because it is quite short. I think I'm going to settle on like a 3.5 to a 3.75 for this book. I did enjoy it, okay? Don't get me wrong, being back in this universe with these characters, I miss them so much. I can't believe Kenji, Nazira, Aaron and Juliet are literally like 30 now. Like, I genuinely miss them so much, and you do actually get quite a lot of them in this book. You get chapters in Warner's perspective, and you see a lot of Kenji and Nazira as well, and I'm not going to say anything about them too, okay? If you know, you know. But I loved seeing them. I think my problem is that not a lot has happened in this series. Like, the first book, my problem was that not a lot happened. With this book, again, not a lot happened. You do get a lot of action. It doesn't result in anything. Nothing's concluded. And I know there is a third book. Not everything's going to be concluded in the second book, but I want some things concluded, and you don't really get that. So I felt like not really a lot happened for this book being 308 pages long. I felt like at times it did get quite repetitive, and it was kind of same conversations between James and Rosabelle. Is it Rosabelle? Rosabelle? Yeah, Rosabelle. And I do actually like them. I like the romance. I love how it's more like Guy Falls First, Reverse Grumpy Sunshine. James is fully obsessed with Rosabelle. His like inner monologue while he's speaking to her is really funny, and I did really like that, but I just felt like not really a lot happened in this book. So yeah, that's really all I can say. So yeah, I will definitely read the third book when that one comes out. I think it's coming out at the end of this year, or nearly the end of this year from what I've seen. But yeah, a 3.5 to 3.75. I feel like it was on a similar type of level to the first book. I think I gave the first book a 3.75, so I'll put the rating on the screen as well, what I did end up getting this book. So I thought I'd do a quick recap of all the books that I read in this video, because I overall read 4 books. I started this vlog exactly 2 weeks ago, and I feel like I've been filming this for literally ages, but the first book I read was Unbound. This was my favourite book that I read in this vlog. I gave this one a I said a 4.25 to a 4.5. I think I'm going to say a 4.25. As I said, this book has become my favourite book of the year. I love the romance, I love the mental health rep. It's very emotional, and I'm also really excited as well because the covers of Unsteady and Unloved have come out to match these as well, which I'm really excited about. And those covers are stunning, like probably the prettiest covers to ever exist. So I really enjoyed this book, and I'm really excited for the final book that's coming out in October. And then I read Rights to Starling by Daphne Perry. I gave this one a 4-star. I definitely start off this vlog with the better read. I had a really good time with this book. I loved the 2 different romance stories that we've got in this book. It was different. I just really like Daphne Perry's writing. I find this is quite easy to understand as well. And I had a really good time. I liked the romance, I liked the FMC. The ending, as I said, a tear went down my face, so it was emotional, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited for the third and final book that I think is coming out next year. So I gave this one a 4-star. And then I also read Pieces of the Night, which I finished the other day. I gave this one a 3.5. I enjoyed this book. Was it the best book I've ever read? No. Did I even give you guys my full thoughts for Pieces of the Night? I can't even remember now. Did I? I can't even remember now. But if I didn't, I gave it a 3.5 star. Don't know if I remember saying that. It did take me a little bit longer to get into the story and the characters and the romance, but once I did, I liked the romance, I liked the characters, I liked the musical element to this book. Near the end, I genuinely was stressing for my life because I was like, no. That's all I'm going to say without giving spoilers. I don't think I cried, but the ending was emotional, and with Jenna Parham's books, you're going to get that emotional aspect to her book. So I gave this one a 3.5 star. Yeah, that's all I read for this vlog. I hope you did enjoy. If you have any video ideas you want me to do regarding reading vlogs, let me know. I do have a few ideas. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a brand new vlog. Bye guys!